you know that the people you are sitting down with, talking about one Nigeria with, they've told you what they wanted. They want a Sharia law to govern their lives. Tell me, what is the difference between Pantami and Abubakar Shekau? Pantami that was caught on television, live or caught or recorded, praying for the success of Taliban to take over Afghanistan.
Mo kí gbogbo àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá káàkiri àgbáyé, mo kí wa pé a kú bójú ọjọ́ ṣe rí lọ́dọ̀ wa lónìí. Ẹ káàbọ̀ padà sórí ìkànnì ti Yorùbá Space TV. Níbi tá ti ń dábí ẹdun, tá ti ń rọ̀ bí òwe. Níbi tá ti ń fún yín láwọn ìròyìn lólókan ọ̀jọ̀kan ohun gbogbo tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá, pàápàá ohun gbogbo tó bá ní ṣe pẹ̀lú ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá Nation. Information kan ni mo wá fún wa lónìí. Information yìí ó ṣe pàtàkì, ó ṣe kókó tí ó yẹ kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá, pàápàá àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá tó sì believe nínú one Nigeria. Àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá tí wọ́n rò wípé one Nigeria ló sì máa pé wọn, àbí Nigeria ó sì lè dáa. Màá fẹ́ kẹ́ bá mi share fídíò yìí lọ́dọ̀ gbogbo wọn. Gbogbo ọ̀rẹ́ yín tẹ́ mọ̀ tó sọ pé Nigeria sì lè dáa tá a bá ní olórí gidi. Ẹ̀rín pa mí fúnru wọn. Ẹ̀rín ó pa mí fúnru wọn. Àfi bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wípé a ò léèyàn gidi kankan mọ́ Nàìjíríà tẹ́lẹ̀ rí. A ti náwọn èèyàn lóríṣiríṣi lólókọ̀ ọ̀jọ̀kan tí wọ́n fẹ́ wá tún Nàìjíríà ṣe. Ṣùgbọ́n kọ́ kàkà kí wọ́n fún wọn lórí ọ̀fẹ́ ńkọ́ kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ sí wọn. Nàìjíríà pa wọ́n dànù ni. Nàìjíríà sì ń tẹ̀síwájú. Tí o bá jẹ́ kí Nàìjíríà pa ọ́, á sì tún wá Nàìjíríà máa tẹ̀síwájú. Torí náà ló fi jẹ́ wípé ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ bá mi share fídíò lọ́dọ̀ gbogbo wọn kí wọ́n lè mọ̀ wípé Nàìjíríà ò ṣèlú tó yẹ kẹ́nikẹ́ni máa jà fún lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí. Kódà Nàìjíríà ò ṣèlú tó yẹ kẹ́nikẹ́ni máa gbàdúrà fún lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí. Torí ìlú tí Ọlọ́run bá ti kọ̀ sílẹ̀ ó ní Nàìjíríà jẹ́. Tẹ́ ẹ bá sọ pé kí ló dé tí mo fi sọ bẹ́ẹ̀? Ìlú tí wọ́n bá ti ń ta ẹ̀jẹ̀ sílẹ̀ jù bó ti yẹ lọ, ìẹ̀jà àwọn aláìṣẹ̀. Ó yẹ ká mọ̀ pé ìlú náà Ọlọ́run á bínú sí irú ìlú bẹ́ẹ̀. Ọmọ kékeré wọ́n kọ̀ déédéé wọlé, wọ́n pe ọmọ kékeré, ọmọ tí ò tí lẹ́sẹ̀ lọ́rùn, wọ́n á gé ọ̀nkù wa kan ló tú àṣírí ló sì tú pẹrẹpẹrẹ ọ̀rọ̀ nínú ọ́díò tí mo fẹ́ kẹ́ gbọ́ yìí. Ọ́díò náà kò sẹ́ni tó máa gbọ́ tó máa sì tú nígbàgbọ́ nu wọn Nàìjíríà. Torí ìdí èyí ni mo ṣe máa rọ̀ yín wípé kẹjọ ẹ bá mi share fídíò yìí àti ọ́díò yìí lọ́dọ̀ gbogbo àwọn tó sì nígbàgbọ́ nu wọn Nàìjíríà, pàápàá àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá tó sì nígbàgbọ́ nu wọn Nàìjíríà. Ẹ bá mi share lọ́dọ̀ wọn. Ọlọ́run Ẹlẹ́dàá á gba òmìnira fún wa láìpẹ́ ọjọ́. Ẹ ṣé, ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ gbọ́ fídíò náà.
I greet everybody once again in the name of Olodumare. I'm really grateful to the Almighty Creator for giving us this opportunity to come once again to come and preach this message of freedom. And my words are not going to be much because we know that if we continue to speak from now till tomorrow, those who want to be saved will be saved, and those who don't want to be saved will not be saved. I will first start by answering the question you asked my brother, Ifadari. And what was the question you asked? The question you asked was, in 20 years, what is the future of Nigeria? That alone is a Twitter space topic. It's a symposium topic, a conference topic. In 20 years, this is going to be the future of Nigeria. Nigeria is on its way to Afghanistan. One, there are large spaces of land in Nigeria that are controlled by non-state actors. Powerful, efficient, well-armed, with sophisticated weapons, and they are very, very rich. They have the money to wage war against the Nigerian state for the next 10 years. And they are patiently waiting. The patience of the jihadists is second to none. Taliban waited for 20 years. They waited for 20 years before taking over Afghanistan. Same thing with Al-Qaeda, which later metamorphosized into ISIS. They waited for close to 15 years before showing their face in Syria and Iraq after the fall of Saddam Hussein. Everywhere the Europeans have went to, all over the world, they have always connived with the Arab world against the indigenous people. When the British got to an area called Iraq, Persia, Turkey, they connived with them in order to subjugate the Kurds. When the French and other Europeans, they got to North Africa, they connived with the Arabs to subjugate the Berbers. When the Europeans, the British to be specific, got to Sudan, they connived with the Arabs to subjugate the blacks. When they got to the area of Nigeria, they connived with the Arabized Semitic Africans in the person of the Fulanis to subjugate the blacks. This is what they've done. It's the same pattern everywhere. When they got to South Africa, they connived with their kinsmen, the Afrikaners, the Boers, to subjugate the blacks. When they got to Namibia, they connived with the settlers called the Germans to subjugate the blacks. It's the same pattern everywhere. That is why the killings of the people of the Middle Belt, of the people of Southern Nigeria, is nothing. If you like, millions of you be killed, nothing will be done. They don't care. Because this has been their pattern for the past 500 years. The West did not the British did not come to Nigeria to create a good Nigeria for you. They created Nigeria to destroy you. And they created that Nigeria to steal resources needed to build prosperity and wealth for their people abroad. I mean, in England, in the United Kingdom, that was what they did. And they did it without thinking twice, with joy. That is why those who think they own Nigeria, they are so arrogant. They kill with impunity and get away with it. What is the future of the Yoruba nation? Right in our lifetime, we've seen what the Fulanis they are planning to do to us. There is no place on earth except where people are conquered, where people that are not indigenous are asking for indigenous lands, and you still end up saying one Nigeria. I think maybe we should calm down and start talking in basic language to our people. Maybe they can understand the threat and the danger that is at hand. Evil is already upon the land. But unfortunately, we have a youth that are destined for destruction. We have youth whose also aim is to dissolve, is to destroy everything their forefathers have worked for. They don't even care that in the core north, they still have a form of Sharia, where they cannot drink their beer, the kind of beer, the kind of clubs you attend in the south, you cannot attend it in the north. You know.
Can you mute your mic? Think Yoruba.
You know that Nigeria is nothing but a clash of civilization. You know that the people you are sitting down with, talking about one Nigeria with, they've told you what they wanted. They want a Sharia law to govern their lives. Tell me, what is the difference between Pantami and Abubakar Shekau? Pantami that was caught on television, live or caught or recorded, praying for the success of Taliban to take over Afghanistan. Caught praying in the mosque with hundreds, if not thousands of people saying, Ami, that they are praying for Al-Qaeda to succeed. And you think the West gives a damn about you. Even the Taliban was built and sponsored, called the Mujahideen, they were sponsored by the West. Whether you like it or not, the Taliban are now the official government of Afghanistan. The Nigerian government will finally negotiate with Boko Haram and give them a form of autonomy to control that space, and there is nothing you people will do about it. You see those Fulani militias that know how to use the weapon left and right, they will be incorporated into the Nigerian army. And what do you guys, do you brothers and sisters, the Gen Z generation, what do you have to protect yourself when that day happens and your space turns to Darfur and they take over your entire space? You only have PVC. The reason why you are asking for PVC is not because you don't know there is a problem. The reason is because you are cowards. You have no ideology to protect. You see the problem, you see the danger, but you are too afraid to face it. That is why you continue to look for a solution where there's no solution. As for all Yoruba people, the pure Yoruba nationalists, this is our way forward. We need to be consistent. We need to embrace true nationalists and embrace Yoruba nationalism to the core. The Fulani militias that are asking for land, killing indigenous people, wiping people out, they are nationalists. They are Fulani nationalists. That is the bitter truth. And if you want to face these people, you must throw. Liberalism cannot fight nationalism. It has never won. I repeat, liberalism can never fight nationalism. It can never win. You will be consumed. You will be consumed. So the only way is to organize ourselves and continue to educate our youth. The reason why, let me tell you, the northern youth, Hausa Fulani youth, they are far more educated than southern youth. Speaking English is not equivalent to having high intellectual quotient. IQ, it's not equivalent to it. They understand self-preservation. They understand their history. They know their problem. And they are very realistic about what they want. Ask any Hausa Fulani Muslim to come up. They will still come and defend Sharia law. When Deborah was lynched, don't you see professors from the north defending the killing of Deborah in a supposedly secular country? And Nigeria has moved on. If you think PDC will save you, Nigeria will kill you and Nigeria will move on. They will take over your lands, they will take over your space, and Nigeria will move on. And you still see some of your British people whose IQ is not qualified to even be in secondary schools that are now forming leaders on social media. People cannot hold any high-class intellectual conversation for 10 minutes. Reprogramming our youth for destruction. Telling our youth to destroy their ethnic identity. Telling our youth to flee from self-determination. In this same century, just a few weeks ago, we still see Scotland talking about self-determination. That the Scottish people, despite having that level of autonomy within England, within the United Kingdom, they still want their independent country. Are you going to tell me Scotland is a poor country? Scotland is a prosperous country, a first world country. It's not a shithole like Nigeria. It's an ethnic nation. The Scot is an ethnic nationality, just like the Yoruba is an ethnic nationality. And when it comes to civilization building, when it comes to history, when it comes to power, the Scottish people do not even have what the Yoruba people have. They are not close to us. But they can speak with passion and say, we want to be sovereign. In as much the world continues to exist, self-determination will still continue to be on the mountain. Every indigenous people across the world. You cannot run away from it. There is no empire that has lasted forever. The Fulanis know what they want. They are consistent about it. And which is the turning of Nigeria into a Fulani empire. Nigeria is turning into a Fulani empire. And I'm going to give you 5 things they've done. 1, they made sure they destroyed the Nigerian constitution and they turned it into a unitary system of government. For you to create a medieval, in fact, the kind of empire they want to create in Nigeria used to be that kind of empire we had in the 16th century and 17th century. So, if we don't get out of Nigeria, your life will be messed up. Because this is feudalism full blown. Because this is a centralized empire, a unitary system of government, hijacked by a particular ethnic bloc. A nation controlling other nation. That's internal colonialism. And they are so crafty, so intelligent in what they are doing. And they messed up our educational. Why do you think they are destroying our educational system? Bring PDP. PDP will do the same and destroy the educational system too. Because that educational system, and they know, the educational system you are going to get in private schools, in private universities, you cannot do unionism there. You cannot learn revolution there. And they will destroy it. They will not be allowed, you will not be able to learn revolution in those spaces. So, this is the problem. They've destroyed the lives of our youth. The universities have been closed for close to 6-7 months. They are talking about making Nigeria great. They are doing as if nothing happens. And this is not about party. That is the problem. Don't fall for that trick, for that trap, and thinking this is a party, this is an individual. It's a Nigerian problem. Why should a Fulani man be the Minister of Education, controlling your education? You Yorubas, you Igbos, you Ijos. Is it possible for the English to be controlling the education of the Scots? Is it possible for the Irish to be controlling the education system of the Welsh? They will never accept it, even though they are in the same country. That was why the Irish fought a brutal civil war, forming the IRA in order to get regional autonomy from England. Go and read about the Good Friday Agreement. These are people that are more civilized than you. So when you talk about that's your freedom, you are still good. They are going to tell you, oh, it is not sexy to be very violent about your freedom. If you are not violent for your freedom, that means you are not in pain. The pain trade, that means the pain you are suffering from is not enough. That is why we need to do what we need to do in this generation, no matter what happens. Let me tell you something. If you fight for freedom, if you don't fight for freedom, you will be killed. People that are not going about farming in our villages are being raped, killed in their hundreds, if not thousands, across the country. So why not fight and demand justice? The injustice that have been entrenched against our forefathers for the past 100 years. Shakespeare says something, and I quote, "Cowards die many times before their death, but the valiant will taste death but once." The Yoruba people say, and Yoruba people also said, "Mi o le ku kan le waju ile baba eni." But you don't want to. Because these celebrities are dumb individuals. They know nothing. Go to their space, they won't even talk about any history. You mention history, they start peeing in their pants. Please keep quiet, we don't talk about that. Is that the kind of people you should listen to? I'm talking to you, Gen Z generation. I'm talking to you. You're already preparing about BB Niger. Because that is what your brain can comprehend. That is what your brain has been wired to do. You should be planning about how you are going to explore Jupiter, explore Saturn. All you talk about now is Japa. All what you talk about is BB Niger. All what you talk about is PVC. Is that the way revolutionaries think? And people are telling you they need your water. They need your water. They need your land. They couldn't get the land in 1976 when they did the Land Use Act. They put it to the state government. They gave the state government under the military. Because they were thinking at a point in time is coming that even the state government will be controlled by the Fulanis. After they fully Fulanized the rest of us. To all Yorubas listening to me, look at what they did in Ilorin, in Kwara State. Just one city that they were able to steal from us. Just one town. It's not even up to a city. A town. And the rest of the Yoruba people that are not even under the suzerainty of Ilorin became Northerners. They just need just one local government from you. They call it the theory of marginal gains. Just like my brother said, Ifadari. They just need to be amongst you and they will decimate you. They are just in your forest already and they are decimating you. Why do you think they want to be in your space at all costs? Why do you think they want to change the demography? Why do you think they are perpetrating secular colonialism? The way apartheid started was through secular colonialism. You brought foreigners to come and be living and taking space amongst the indigenous people. It is destruction that will end us. And they are doing it so that day, when you guys now finally realize that you want self-determination, it will be too late. They will tell you they also have the right to vote. They will tell you they are not going anywhere. Why do you think Ukraine is in trouble? Ukraine is in trouble because the eastern Ukraine, where you have ethnic Russians, they were brought there during the period of Stalin. They were forced there and they forced themselves, displaced the indigenous people. Close to 80 years later, the Ukrainians now say they don't want to have anything with Russians. You cannot send away people that have forced themselves and living in there. And they are now living in where there is the most richest place in Ukraine in terms of mineral resources. That's why Ukrainians are saying Eastern Ukraine is their ancestral space. But secular colonialism is one of the most easiest way to expand and steal land from indigenous people. And they are talking about waterways. They will take water and they will take the land. Not just water. And maybe we are going to come to this place and also talk about the importance of water in Fulani jihad. Every Fulani jihad, they've always traced water. Every Fulani jihad. They built nothing less than 4 empires in West Africa. Masina Empire, Futajalon Empire, Futatoro Empire, Tokulo Empire, Sokoto Kalibi. That's 5 empires. Every of those empires, there was a water. So it is very, very important. Even the Roman Empire was built near water. Ottoman Empire was built because of water. Oyo Empire was also built along River Niger. Oya, Odroja, there was a water. That was why our capital was in that area before. The area of Jeba. And you don't know, some people are so very, very, that do you think they are attacking Benue? They are attacking Benue because they need that land in Benue. They need to control that space in Benue. The world is free for all. Everybody is just grabbing lands. And they continue to push. The whole of North Africa, black people used to be there. The whole of Sudan used to be called Nubia. Nubia means black people. Even Sudan was an Arab word for black people. They pushed us out. They pushed us from North Africa. They are pushed us from East Africa. Now we are even along the coastal area of West Africa. Where are they pushing us to? Where do you guys think they are going to? You either kill them, they either wipe us out, or we become slaves forever. This kind of rhetoric, the difference between a moderate Hausa Fulani supremacist and the Fulani militias and Boko Haram is just the tactics. That is the difference between them. That is the difference between them. So if we don't do what we need to do, we will be consumed and we will be conquered. Thank you, everybody, once again. Thank you, everybody, moderators and those that have spoken. This is Think Yoruba First. You can join our community Telegram platform. It's pinned there. If you want to be part of us, contact any of the moderators. We, this generation, we ensure Yoruba land is free. We are not terrorists. If those who killed Deborah can put their mind, they can come outside and say, yes, we killed Deborah. There's nothing we do. We want Yoruba nation and we are bringing our chest outside. We are tribalists. Call us anything you want to call us. Yoruba land the resources of Yoruba land must be used to develop Yoruba space. We are not asking for too much. We are not Nigerians. We are Yoruba first. Call us anything you want to call us. No apologies. 2023 election is an exercise in futility. Embrace self-determination. Maybe we can have a chance to survive what is about to come. Thank you very much.